Hey everybody, welcome back to Bruce's Bees. It's a beautiful day, low 80s, little mild breeze blowing. The bees are working hard right here. We're on a watermelon field down here south of Hartford, Alabama, actually out here in the middle of nowhere. And my buddy Rusty moved 3 of my pallets of bees from the other watermelon field down here, same farmer. And Rusty has some hives sitting around the perimeter as well out here. It's a good spot. Privet's over now, so we got some honey in the hives from that. But we also have tallow about to kick in, and I think there are some really nice big tallow trees around the perimeter of this field as well. Goal today, we're going to do a little bit of peeking in on these hives and show you what's going on with them, and I'll kind of explain what we're doing as we go along. So here are the watermelon plants. If you look at them right here, you can see they're just starting to grow. I don't see really any blooms on them yet, but that's going to change real soon. So the bees are out here in time. It goes really on over that hill. It's a big field. I'm not sure how big, but it's pretty large. If you look over there in the distance, you can see some other beehives kind of around the perimeter there. Those are Rusty's. So most of the hives out here are Rusty's hives. There's some right there. And then we got one of mine right here. And then there's 2 more on around that corner up there around those trees. Okay, quick explanation. I'm going to peek in here, see what we got in the top box. I'm assuming it's going to have some honey in there. And I was out of queen excluders, so I brought a queen excluder over to put under here. And then if this top box is basically full of honey, we're going to go ahead and put a new deep of foundation, new frames on here. If this tallow flow kicks in like it looks like it's going to really soon, maybe they can get that new deep drawn out anyway, even if whether or not they filled up with honey. The tallow flow, like I've said before, is our biggest flow typically. Looking in here, we do have some honey. Now this hive does not have a queen excluder, so there may be some brood up here in this top box. That's one reason we're going to put the queen excluder on here. Nope, look at that. Frame of pure honey. Beautiful. So we'll take that next weekend. This is that privet honey. Now they haven't really filled up these outside frames right here yet, but there is nectar in there. And so as the tallow kicks in this week probably, they should start filling that up. So I'm going to go ahead and put a queen excluder on here. Make sure all the bees are shaken down. There's not a ton of bees up in here. I'm not sure if they've swarmed or what. We may pull this off and take a quick peek at the box below. Actually, we don't have a ton of bees in here. I have had some swarming issues with these pollination hives, but many of them have bounced back stronger than before. Nice pollen frame right there. Looks like they've got this area down here all cleaned out for a queen to be laying. Looks like they probably have swarmed. We actually have a queen cell right here. I don't know if it's going to emerge or not. My thoughts on swarming have changed a little bit this year. Normally I've been really upset about it. I think we're in good shape. If they've got a new queen in there, she's probably in the process of getting mated, and so I'm just going to leave them alone. Keep an eye on them. All right. So on this particular colony, I'm not going to put another box on. I'm just going to put a queen excluder. Keep them out of that top box, and we'll probably pull honey out of that one this coming weekend or this coming week. Let's check this one out and see what we got. All right, this hive is obviously not as strong. They're just starting to put a little wax in this top box here. Apparently this was a box of new foundation I put on here a week or 2 ago. So we don't have a lot going on. They are just starting to build out some wax here. Plenty of bees down there. You can tell right here. So I'm just gonna let them do their thing. I may go ahead and put an excluder. I got plenty of excluders. That way, if they do put honey in here and cap it, there won't be a queen up here. Plenty of bees down in here. Oh yeah, look at this. Lots of brood. So they just need to go ahead and draw this next box out up here. Wow, the next frame over I can see, look at this. This looks like this might have been a new frame I put in here. Look at all that brood right there. This queen's light, filling it up. There's going to be a lot more bees in here soon. They'll need a place to expand up, and hopefully they'll just move on up into that honey super, fill it out with honey. We'll smoke them a little bit, get the bees off the top here a little bit. Move some of this wax. Lay the queen excluder on there. All right, interesting to see how they do with that. Okay, let's peek in on this one. I think we'll just briefly peek in on every colony on this pallet right here. We've got a fair amount of room. These were probably average strength colonies when they came back from California. So now look at here. Looks like this was a box of drawn comb that I put in here sometime between when they came back and now. Every one of these frames looks like it's totally full of honey. You can tell that. Look at that beautiful honey coming in. So this entire box is ready to pull for honey. We're going to shake all the bees down. Get them off of here. Make sure we don't have the queen in this box, hopefully. Every once in a while, if you're not careful, you'll end up with a queen in one of these boxes. This weekend, we'll definitely be pulling this box for honey production, and then we'll put them back on and maybe they'll fill them back up with tallow flow. Right there you can see they don't have this capped yet, but this is full of nectar. See there? And a test you can do when you're going to harvest honey, if they're not capped, it's just kind of a basic test, because you can just take them and shake it like this. And if it's too wet, it'll fall out on the frames below. Very little, just a couple little drops have fallen out. And the rest of the box is basically capped, except for the two outside frames have a little bit of honey that's not capped on them. So I think we're in good shape. And I'm actually going to put a deep box on here with foundation on it. So the hope is that during the tallow flow, they'll draw it out at least. And if it's a really good honey flow, maybe they'll fill it up. I think I'm going to move these two uncapped frames over more towards maybe the middle a little bit. Maybe they'll cap them a little quicker. We'll put it a couple of frames in here. We'll do the same thing with this one. That way maybe the bees will move up and tend to cap it a little quicker. But even if I was harvesting today, I would take those frames because first of all, the shake test, the honey did not drip out. Secondly, this box is at least 90% capped, if not more. Nice little frog right there. I don't know if you can see him or not. Somehow he must have been on the outside of the box. I'll put the queen excluder down. I got these queen excluders from Pierco. I also got some bee escapes from them. I've always had good experience working with Aaron at Pierco. He does a good job. New box of deep foundation. I'll put this box on top. That'll keep the queen down below until we pull this box later this week. Hopefully it'll allow those bees to start drawing that thing out when that tallow kicks in, probably in the next just few days, probably later this week. Box number 4 on this pallet. This one already has a queen excluder under it, which means I thought they were going to fill it up with honey when I went through it last time, and sure enough, it is packed out with honey, it looks like. Let's just pull out a frame or two and look. We have nothing but nectar in there. Not a lot of it's capped. This might indicate that there was brood in here when we put the queen excluder in, and now the brood has apparently emerged, and they're refilling it with nectar, backfilling exactly like what I had hoped. Let's see how the moisture content is. I'm shaking it and nothing's dripping out, so they've got that stuff cured pretty well. Maybe they'll cap it in the next couple of days. Same thing here. I don't know how well you can tell this, but got nectar in here, brand new fresh honey being put in. Looks like they're capping the edges, so they're working on it, definitely. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this box off, put a deep on here. We got the queen excluder down here. They got it glued down pretty good. It's nice when they have a queen excluder on them because then you don't have to worry so much about everything. You can just go ahead and manipulate and maneuver the bees. Brand new box of fresh foundation. Be able to easily pull this box off either Friday or Saturday morning and take it and go. Now I like to put a stick like this in the corner of these when I put the queen excluders in there for the first time. If there's any brood on there, especially drone brood, this does two things. Number one, it allows the drones a place to escape, and number two, it can become an upper entrance for the bees if they so choose to utilize that. So that's a little technique I use to create an upper entrance for the bees. You can see it just right here. Little stick sticking out. So I'll go ahead and do that on the other hive. So I'll put a little stick in there. I just find a little stick laying around in the surrounding brush and just stick it in there. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Okay, here's what tallow looks like. You'll see the leaves right here, and then this is what we're looking for right here. These little shoots right here. These will come out and they will lay down, just lay over the front right here, and then they will literally practically just drip nectar, and the bees love it. As you can see, this is a tall tree right here. Lots and lots of nectar going to be flowing from this thing. As I was driving along, some of the shoots are a little further along. Let me walk down there and see if I can find something a little further along. So here's a tree right here that is further along. If you see these blooms right here, the other shoots were sticking kind of straight up and smaller. These are further along, they're developed more. They're actually probably 5 inches long or so, and it's more horizontal. And so before long, it'll be dropping. All these blooms will be hanging down, straight down, and when that happens, these things start dripping nectar. I actually see a bee. I don't know if you can see that bee up there, but the bees are, looks like they're just starting to work them. There's a bee right there actually. Starting to work the bloom a little bit. That's good news. I'm glad to see that. That means that tallow flow is just starting. This tree is further along than the other one, and so it's going to produce sooner, and as another tree matures, the blooms on it mature, they'll be able to utilize it, so hopefully we'll have a fairly lengthy nectar flow in the tallow down here, which would be awesome. We got through all the bees out here that I needed to go through here at this new bee yard. I added deeps to some of them. Some of them we're going to get a good amount of honey out of. Queen excluders on almost all of them, except for maybe 1 or 2 that weren't really strong enough to need a queen excluder. So all in all, the bees are doing good. It's exciting times. It's busy time for beekeepers and for bees right now. I hope y'all mash a thumbs up if you like this video, if you like Bruce's Bees, and share it with your friends and family. That's it for now. Y'all take care and be safe.
This video is sponsored by HIVES. If you're in the market for a high quality oxalic acid vaporizer, you should check out HIVES.com.